Hi guys, welcome to my channel. To everyone who doesn't know me yet, my name is Ksenia. I'm an entrepreneur and a person who is trying to grow in every aspect of their life and trying to do all at the same time, growing the business while being a mom, a wife, and getting my MBA as well. Today I want to take you back to the very beginning. I'm going to share things I wish I knew 7 years ago when I started my first business. This video is for someone who wants to start their own business, who has already started, or who failed but need just a little reminder that this path of growing or building your own business is never linear, but it's all worth it. So 7 years ago, I decided to open my first business. It was an Amazon shop with just one product, a stroller cover, a floral designed stroller cover. I just had my first daughter, Sophia, and she was 7 months old at the time, and we used to have those nice long stroller walks where I was listening to different podcasts, and the podcasts that I loved a lot were about e-commerce. And one in particular really stuck with me. It was hosted by Travis Marziani, who was launching his nut butter on Amazon, and he was sharing his journey with his listeners, and I was one of them. I was fascinated. Everything seemed so easy. Just follow a very simple step-by-step plan and you will be successful on Amazon and on any e-commerce platform. That's how I perceived whatever they were saying. So I followed the advice that I've heard. So I found a product that had a good demand, a good margin, a low competition rate, and a potential to build a community around it. With my husband's full support, honestly, he has been my rock throughout the years, and he was supporting every wild idea I had. I ordered a batch of stroller covers on Alibaba and launched them on Amazon. That was the beginning and also the end of the chapter. Here is the thing, Amazon, up to this day, it's still my least favorite platform. Back then, I felt completely demotivated. To get reviews, you had to use shady gray practices. Competitors were playing dirty, and the most important thing, the product. My product wasn't special at all. I loved the design of it, but the whole quality thing wasn't the best. It was just another one, generic, made in China product that flooded Amazon. I remember thinking, I really wanted to help moms. I really wanted to do something special for those babies. But is my product special? I mean, it looks beautiful. Do I like it? Yes. Do I love it? No. When I finally sold off the first 300 units, I decided not to send anything else to FBA again. Even though at that time, the rules of playing on Amazon were clear, I didn't want to play them. So I kept reading and listening, but this time I was focusing on brand, consumer behavior, the best practices of entrepreneurship, and the community. But I wasn't building anything yet. Let me jump back to today. Earlier that week, something beautiful happened. Something amazing, something that I didn't expect to happen. I was invited to be a guest on a podcast. Guess what podcast? The podcast of Travis Marziani, the person that I've been listening to 7 years ago. Back then, I was just dreaming, and now I was sharing my own experience, my wins and losses, my journey with the audience that I've been a part of for many years. When they reached out a few weeks ago, I didn't realize they would be featuring me. I was thinking that they're scheduling a call just to discuss the opportunity to be on their podcast for an X amount of money. And I was willing to talk to them just to, get an idea of how much it costs, just out of curiosity. But when the day came, it turned out that it was a real recording, no money involved, just me sharing my experience for free with the whole audience that they have. And he has over 400,000 subscribers. That's a win. I nearly cried. I was just so excited. I hope that I shared something valuable. I'm not 100% sure, but it was just such an honor and a huge milestone for me. And that moment reminded me of how it all started. And it didn't work out at first, but then it all came together, and I am who I am and where I am because of that. So now looking back, I want to share 4 things I wish I knew 7 years ago. First, mindset is everything. The business will test you. There will be highs and there will be many lows. Be prepared and make the changes. Don't afraid to try new things and to make the changes. If you don't like the product, change it. If you hate the platform that you're selling on, try a different one. You can sell on Instagram, you can sell on TikTok. If you hate Amazon, that's not the only place where you can make money. You're not here to make a quick buck. You're here to build a brand. You're here to build a community. You're here to build something that will grow with you. Second, love your product, love your people. To this day, I'm constantly improving our products. I look for better suppliers, do quality check, test packaging, and every single day I'm trying to improve our product so that it is the product that I'm really and truly proud of. I've seen brands using beautiful pictures only to deliver knockoffs that look nothing like the picture, that are very similar but cheaply made. That's not us. It's not how I choose to make money. I think being honest, love your customer, love your product is the best way for you to be successful. I'm not here because I found a trending project with a good margin. I'm here because I care about the people I serve. And you know, my favorite feeling is when I realize that the person who received our product as a gift is buying from us for someone else just because they felt so much love that they want to pay it forward. Third, don't fear the copycats. This one is tough but important. In my MBA consumer behavior class last weekend, we were discussing a very famous cat case on the Japanese market. So they decided to slightly switch their name to cater to students. And in Japanese, it would sound like bringing a good luck or something like that. And students really loved this idea and it became trending and their sales grew dramatically. So there were other brands that decided to follow the same lead. And then our teacher asked us what we think about those type of tactics. What do we think about copycats? My classmates, most of them who never run a business, said that was an embarrassing practice, that the leader of the market would never do something like that, and you always need to come with an original idea and then to find and set up the trend yourself. And that's the only acceptable practice for any business. I was almost laughing out loud when I've heard that because I used to think like that. I was the one who came up with the original product at the time, and then there were so many copycats that were so similar. The product was similar, the picture style was similar, the vibes, the messaging. If you look at my product and 10 other products, we're almost the same. So here is the hard truth. You will be copied. People will steal your product ideas, they will steal your photo ideas, they will steal your messaging. So just get yourself ready that this will happen. And sometimes they might do it better. Sometimes they will go viral. And it doesn't matter if you were the original one. If they did it better, everyone would talk about them, not you. And that's not the failure, that's just the reality of the game. Your ideas do not belong to you, just like their ideas do not belong to them. So what do? You stay aware, you adapt, you evolve, and you keep making it better in your own way. And the last but not the least, the customer. I think this is one of the most important things some business owners are not thinking enough about. This is everything. What do they care about? How do they live? Where do they live? What do they do in their spare time? Gender, age, occupation, and the most important, values. What communities are they a part of? You want to know as much about your customers as possible so that you can continue to develop the product that they would love, that they would need, that they would tell their friends about. And what I'm trying to say is you need to be authentic. I'm lucky because I think I developed the product for me. And there are so many people, women, that are just like me that need this product. But you might be developing a product for someone else, for the customer that is not you, that is very different from you. And what you need to make sure you know is that you know this person very well, you know this community very well. Because otherwise you would never sound truly authentic. You don't know their pains, you don't know their needs. So your customers should feel that you get them. They should have this, feeling that you're not talking to them from a platform and you just want to sell to them. They need to feel that you really understand them, that your product will truly solve their problems. And that's how you will sell without selling. So 7 years ago, I had no idea where this path would lead me. I didn't know that Amazon would flop, that I would need to pivot 10 times, and that I would be invited to the podcast that inspired me to begin. What I know now is this: your failures are not the end, they're redirections. Your business doesn't have to look like anyone else's. And your story, it might just inspire someone to take a first step or to continue doing something if they failed the first time, or the second time, or the third time. If you're starting over, know that I'm rooting for you. Thanks for being here. If you want to hear more stories like that or want to follow along to see my wild journey, please subscribe. I am so thankful and so happy that you're here. Thank you again for spending those 10 minutes with me. I hope that you find them useful. And I would be thrilled to hear about your stories. And again, just keep going. You got this.